The food we eat plays a big part in keeping our hearts healthy, but some foods we eat a lot might actually be hurting this important organ. Heart disease is the biggest reason why people over 50 pass away, so it's super important to know what we're eating. Today, we're going to talk about 13 foods that could be secretly damaging your heart. Number 5 might surprise you because you probably eat it for breakfast a lot. Let's jump right in. Food number 1, white bread. That soft, toasty bread we eat all the time might seem fine, but here's the problem. It's made from white flour that has had most of its good stuff taken out. These simple carbs quickly turn into sugar in our blood. When our blood sugar goes up quickly, our body makes more insulin, and that can make fat build up in our arteries. This makes our risk of heart problems much higher, up to 30%, according to a study done in 2010. Instead of white bread, try whole grain bread, which is full of fiber. Fiber helps control blood sugar, keeps us feeling full, and is good for our hearts. Food number 2, processed cheddar cheese. Let's talk about that gooey cheddar cheese we love on sandwiches and pizza. Sadly, processed cheddar has lots of saturated fats, which are bad for our hearts. These fats raise the bad kind of cholesterol in our blood, called LDL, which can clog up our arteries. When our arteries get narrower, our heart has to work harder, and that can lead to high blood pressure and heart attacks. It's better to choose cheeses that aren't processed as much and have less fat, like cottage cheese or mozzarella. Your heart will be happy you did. Food number 3, sugary cereals. Did you know that many breakfast cereals that look healthy are actually full of sugar? Those colorful, crunchy cereals can have as much sugar as dessert. When we have too much sugar in our blood, it can cause inflammation, make it hard for our bodies to use insulin properly, and make fat build up in our arteries. These are all bad for our hearts and can even cause diabetes. A study found that eating a lot of added sugar made people 38% more likely to get heart disease. So what's a better choice? Choose whole grain cereals with no added sugar. They're high in fiber and help keep our blood sugar steady, which is good for our hearts. Food number 4, frozen pizza. When we're busy, frozen pizza seems like an easy dinner, but it's full of sodium and saturated fats. These two things together can clog our arteries and make our blood pressure go up. People with high blood pressure are much more likely to have a heart attack than people with normal blood pressure. If you love pizza, try making it at home with fresh ingredients and less salt. Food number 5, margarine with trans fats. People used to think margarine was healthier than butter, but a lot of margarines still have trans fats, and those are really bad for our hearts. Trans fats not only raise our bad cholesterol, but they lower our good cholesterol too. That's a double whammy. It hurts our arteries and can cause serious problems like heart attacks and strokes. A study in 2018 found that trans fats are linked to a much higher risk of heart disease. Always check the label and make sure it says 0 grams trans fat. Choose margarines that are low in saturated fat. Food number 6, packaged cakes and pastries. Packaged cakes and pastries are quick and tasty treats, but they're full of sugar and unhealthy fats. These things make our blood sugar spike and raise our cholesterol, which puts a lot of stress on our hearts. If you're craving something sweet, try baking at home with less sugar and whole grain flour. You can even add heart-healthy things like nuts and dried fruit. Food number 7, soda. Soda is one of the worst drinks for our hearts. It's full of sugar, and drinking it a lot can make us gain too much weight, which is really bad for our hearts. Sodas also have something called phosphoric acid, which makes it hard for our bodies to use calcium. That weakens our bones and muscles. A study showed that drinking just one sugary drink a day made people 20% more likely to get heart disease. Even diet sodas, which use fake sugar, are linked to high blood pressure, weight gain, and a higher risk of heart attacks. Food number 8, French fries. Who doesn't love crispy French fries? Sadly, they're often cooked in oils that are full of trans fats and saturated fats. Those fats can clog up our arteries. Frying food can also create a chemical called acrylamide, which is linked to inflammation and heart disease. A healthier way to enjoy fries is to bake them with a little olive oil and herbs. Food number 9, fast food hamburgers. Fast food burgers are another big problem for our hearts. They're loaded with saturated fats from the meat and cheese, and those fats can make cholesterol build up in our arteries. They also have a lot of sodium, which raises our blood pressure and makes our hearts work too hard. A better idea is to make burgers at home with lean meat and fresh veggies. Food number 10. Bacon. Bacon is super tasty, but it's very processed and full of saturated fats and sodium. A few years ago, the World Health Organization said that processed meats like bacon can cause cancer. They also said these meats are linked to a much higher risk of heart disease and colon cancer. When we eat bacon a lot, it can make fat build up in our arteries, and that makes heart attacks more likely. Food number 11. Creamy ice cream. We all scream for ice cream, but here's the sad part. It's loaded with sugar and saturated fats, and those are both bad for our hearts. A study found that people who regularly ate high-fat dairy products like ice cream were more likely to get heart disease. Want a healthier choice? Make your own ice cream with frozen fruit and yogurt. Food number 12. Beer. Drinking beer a lot can raise our blood pressure, and that's a big risk factor for heart disease. Over time, alcohol can make our heart muscle weak, which can lead to heart failure. Beer also raises our triglyceride levels, and that can cause plaque to build up inside our arteries. Plus, drinking beer can make us gain weight, especially around our bellies, and that's linked to heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And finally, food number 13. Potato chips. Potato chips are a favorite snack for many, but they're one of the worst things for our hearts. They have lots of sodium and trans fats, which raise our blood pressure and clog our arteries. If we eat them too often, we can gain weight, have more inflammation in our bodies, and even develop heart disease over time. For a healthier snack, try air-popped popcorn or veggie chips. Now that we know which foods to avoid, let's talk about foods that are good for our hearts. Avocados, for instance, are full of healthy fats that can help lower the bad cholesterol and raise the good cholesterol. Other great choices are chia seeds and flax seeds, which are packed with omega-3 fatty acids. These are known to fight inflammation and protect our hearts. Tomatoes have something called lycopene, which is an antioxidant that helps lower cholesterol and keep our hearts healthy. Green tea has catechins, which are good for our blood vessels. Citrus fruits like oranges and lemons give us vitamin C, which helps lower our risk of heart disease. By making simple changes to what we eat, we can make our hearts much healthier. Tell us in the comments which unhealthy foods you're going to eat less of and what heart-healthy foods you're going to eat more. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this one. Share this video with your friends and family so everyone can learn how to live healthier lives. Thanks for watching and take care of your heart.